Hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Friday the 7th of November. We are here, we are live, and of course, there are some news regarding Arsenal, which we tiny bit touched upon yesterday. But we're going to talk about more in depth today. And of course, there's also Mikel Arteta's Waffle House. So we're definitely going to take an eye into that one. But overall, yeah, we're going to talk about Jesus. We're going to talk about some other players who might be coming back from injuries very, very soon, most likely after international break, and some other bits and bobs here or there. So like the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new around here. And I don't think we can drag this too long. Let's get straight into it. Big up Anfield the Red. Big up. This CR7 guy really said scoring in Saudi is harder than in La Liga, maybe because they're 40 years old. Well, technically, yeah, that's how it goes. And my camera already is going out of focus. What the actual F is this? I haven't been live even for a minute. My camera already is doing a mazza. CR7 before the World Cup 22 winning the World Cup is a dream of mine versus right now winning the World Cup and a dream of mine. I ain't gonna say more about the interview, but I'll say it is what it is. Big up Darren. Hope you're doing well. Big up Mubarak. Big up. We'll see what happens with Jesus. Definitely we'll see what's gonna happen with Jesus. Jesus gonna fall. Big up coach. Hope Friday is treating you well. Big up Godfrey. Big up. Hope you're doing well. I'm good. I'm hella tired, but I'm good. All fine in that regard. Hope you're doing well too. I'll be thrilled when he's sold. Well, when that's gonna happen, go figure. Genuinely, go figure. Big up Fusion. Good morning to you, Fusion. Hope you're doing well today as well, my guy. Hope you're doing well. Newcastle 3-0, Brentford, Spurs 2-1 against Man U, Everton losing to Fulham 2-0, West Ham 2-2 against Burnley, Sunderland 1-1 Arsenal. Hey, that's just wishful thinking, you know. That literally is just wishful thinking. Arsenal losing to Sunderland and you getting a draw against City, that's just wishful thinking, isn't it? That definitely is a wishful thinking because one of those is not going to happen, at least one of those. And obviously, my money is on Arsenal game, so we'll see how that's going to hit. Big up the Eros. Hope you're doing well. Mikel Music in the building. Big up across the pond. Jesus being back is good news. Transfer list has Transfer list is yeah. At the end of the day, yeah. Obviously, there are talks that Arsenal want to get him off the books. There were talks about January already, but I don't see that happening in January, which is kind of obvious and very, very predictable. But how Arsenal would even offload him in January unless it's a loan, with hopes that he plays consistently somewhere, he gets game time, he doesn't get injured, he proves himself, and we can flip him in the summer, basically sell him, right? Definitely, it's a bit of a weird one in that regard, if we are looking from that point of view, but yeah, the wages is the biggest issue. Even with a loan sale, no matter what, it's going to be a rough one to do. It's definitely going to be a rough one to do, no matter how you look at it. 265 a week is going to halt it to some extent. Hence why I'm still annoyed that we, in summer of 24, we didn't sell him for 45 million to Palmeiras, which is kind of annoying. But also on the other side, if Jesus can stay fit, he actually is a good asset on the left wing, right wing. He is one of those versatile attackers who can play all across the front line, preferably on the wing, because he has the skill abilities and technical abilities to do so. Up top, it's a bit of a meh. It definitely is a bit of a meh. I just put it that way. Not looking forward to Sunday. Well, it's going to be an interesting one. Hopefully it's not a bore fest. I doubt we win. And nobody ever said anything about you winning, by the way. My interpretation of this is Man City could win because they're in a very good form. They're picking up some form. Let's just put it that way. But the ideal result for Arsenal is a draw, no matter how you look at it, right? In my opinion, draw is 89%, win 1%, loss 10%. Interesting. So 1 in 10 games, City would win. Big up, Claire. Big up for the super sticker. Much appreciated. Thank you so much from bottom of my heart. Hope the studies are going well. Hope nothing too hard. It's not taking too much time, although you know how studies goes. They always drain all the soul out of you to some extent. So good luck with that. Hope everything's doing well. Exams probably are coming up as well, some sort of midterms or crap like that. So good luck with that. Definitely good luck with that. Or dissertation papers and all this stuff like ugh. It's a painful one. Let's just put it that way. I have my school first team tennis derby. Sorry, we lost 2 years in a row, but now instill the culture in the training, rewarding the players who train well. But I have other better players who play rugby cricket. Interesting. Just curious, genuinely curious. Did you use any of the following? Playing music on the speakers, getting a dog, having a light bulb, squeezing lemons, or trying to pickpocket anyone. Did you try any of these methods? Because they seem to bring success. Well, in some people's eyes, at least. But just genuine question. Jesus or Floporez, fight me. Over Havertz, yes. Jokeres, nah. That pin's going around. You'll love to see it. Do I pick my best players or go with the culture, the good trainers? Well, you know how tennis goes, right? It's an individual sport to some extent, and you need some mentality and skill and abilities. And if the opposing team has gotten better, the team effort, the team thing might not. It's important, but might not be as important unless you have doubles matches and stuff like that. He's playing. He's fine on the treatment table. Hopefully, as long as he doesn't return there again. Let's just put it that way. Jesus is back. Robon needs to revise his lineup prediction. Basically, yeah. Jesus starting up top on Saturday, yeah, tomorrow. Like that would be a nuts one, genuinely. Red card for Jackal Loading. To be honest, there's a big chance he might score a long shot banger, to be honest. You excited for Bonito? Joga Finito? Kinda, to be honest, because for me, I still like Jesus. He has the abilities. It's just the fact that, well, he kind of, his second home is the hospital, not Emirates. So go figure. Genuinely go figure. Never tried. Well, try it. It worked for Mikael. Big up AFC always. Nice to see you. Nice to see you doing better. Very nice to see you doing better. Finally being discharged. Big up. My pickup has a right to take me home. Big up to you. Big up to you. I'm very happy that you're better. And hopefully the people who should be brought to justice, well, basically they wake up tomorrow with 1,000 insects in their pants. So we'll see. I've missed my missing kids. I get it. It's 13 stitches. Holy crap. Man, some people, genuinely some people. Pocket. Someone did that to Bradley yesterday. They pulled out Vinny Jr. Interesting. So Arne Slot is also using pickpockets. Mikel Arteta is the pioneer of that. Don't forget, people. Tell me how those things you listen could improve you. Wait, what? Thanks, bro. That's true. Go with better skilled players for the. That's the thing. Like, tennis is such a weird sport. Technically, it is a team sport if you have, like, let's just say, I don't know, school versus school and stuff like that. But overall, it's one player, unless it's doubles. But even in doubles, you see how it happens in professional sports. Like, you don't have like specific teams. They just mash players together to some extent. For me personally, yeah, that's the thing, that the better players might be the right choice. At the same time, like, you have to give the youngsters chance as well, the team the chance as well at some point against these big guys. Because if they even if they lose, they will learn. Well, hopefully at least. Take it easy. No excessive celebrations or cussing if we lose. Well, at least he's not doing like backflips or crap like that, like Aubameyang did, Because if Jesus did a flip whenever he scores, like, those knees would go into the bin instantly. They do a drill to reduce. Yeah. I know. They do an actual drill through the skull to relieve the pressure, to stabilize your blood pressure, so your heart works properly. Then they drain it, and then it's insane. It's very scary as well. It's very scary and very serious in that regard. I'm very happy that you're good. I'm very happy. FPL team reveal. What do you mean FPL team reveal? What do you mean by FPL team reveal? It will be busy next week, so I won't be here much, but thank you. It's all good. All good. Let's be real. Anything that comes for your future comes first. It's family, it's studies, it's work, anything, health, everything comes first. Entertainment, relax, and everything is secondary after that. Let's be real. But it's always nice to mix it in between as well. And his third home is lying on the pitch. Well, to some extent. Speedy recovery. Yeah, speedy recovery. What's the plan for international break? Love the stream last international breaks. Well, I have 4 things written down, right? There is, I think it was Anfield's idea, the most underrated Emirates era 11, most underrated Premier League 11 to some extent. Then there definitely is going to be a stream where we talk about Gyökeres. No matter how you want to admit it or not, we need to talk about Gyökeres. There definitely is going to be a season review because it'll be 11 games in, nearly a third of the season will have passed. So we can definitely gonna do a season review stream. We're going to talk about some ups and downs and all this stuff. And we're going to also talk about November, December, till the end of the year, the games, the opponents we have to face, and what are the expectations, at least for me, for you guys. We're going to talk about all that. So I have 4 streams figured out. I have some thoughts on 2 more. Since the international break is 10 days, it's hell of a stuff to think about to some extent. Let's be real. Let's talk about Jesus. Your thought? Well, Jesus back is great. Jesus being back is great. Definitely gives us an extra option up top. And he can play, as we all know, left wing, right wing, center forward. So definitely that is a plus side. It's an upside. He was scheduled to be back sometime late December, early January, right? But it looks like he might be back quicker, sooner. So that's always a positive side. Down the middle side, the gray area, right, is how is he going to look, how long it's going to take him to kick into gears. And obviously the dark side is how the injuries will have affected him, how he will basically how he's going to look on the pitch, how he's going to adjust, how will the injuries reoccur once again. Because with him, those were the biggest issues. The injuries kept reoccurring. And again, he meshed up the knees. He had surgeries on both knees. Both of the knees are gone. It's genuinely joga ni fito and something like that. It's actually kind of nuts in those terms. Yeah. But the players that are more skilled play rugby and cricket. They don't come for tennis practice. The guys who do the pitch for every practice are not the ones who don't come. That's the thing. To some extent, you also need to play players who know what they're doing. Like we can say, obviously, the players who play rugby and stuff like that, they know what they're doing, but their skill set is very diverse. So they don't actually excel at certain parts that could be crucial to specific games, specific opponent, to specific, plan for the game. So from that point of view, definitely to some extent, playing the team that you are training yourself, who regularly come to the trainings and everything, would be the smart thing to play as well. Can we also do what's the best current Arsenal 11 with all the players fit and available? What would be the best lineup? We can do that as well during international break, definitely. Definitely we can look into it during international break without shadow of a doubt. 11 likes, people. Keep smashing likes and don't forget to subscribe. We are at 11 likes at the moment. Big up to you all. Where is it? Just retire already. To some extent, I would not be surprised. The nuts part is, right, Gabriel Jesus has had three knee surgeries. Both of the knees have been meshed up, and he's only 28 years old. 28, he could have played football at a high level still for about 5-6 years, provided also at about 32, 33 years old. He goes back to Brazil. He could have played for about 5-6 years easily still. And yeah, it's annoying. Ben Chilwell is only 28. Yeah, feels like he's like 50, doesn't it? Like, it feels like he's 50, but he's only 28. Only 28. Like, how nuts is that? Only 28. Holy moly. Holy moly. Only 28 years old, and he has won the Prem as well and everything. FA Cup, Prem, Champions League. He has done it all, to be honest. He has won Premier League with Leicester 15-16 season. So he was, 18 when he won the Premier League with Leicester. Holy crap. Well, I won't call myself that, but thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Big up to you. Big up. No worries. Arsenal need as much depth as possible. Exactly. Jesus coming back is actually a good thing. Definitely it is a good thing in those terms, without shadow of a doubt. I'm not a huge fan of Jesus, but we do need his services. Just don't dive like an asshole. Yeah. Like, for me, I like Jesus. I really like Jesus as a player. And when we signed him, I also like him, right? The issue is that it's just the availability, the injuries, and all this stuff. MLS needs to leave Arsenal. He deserves to start. Yeah, but who is going to take him? Like Fulham might take him, but there's Robinson. There's not that many teams who would take Miles Lewis-Skelly unless they play him in the midfield. Then there would be loads of teams who would take him. And since you mentioned as well Miles Lewis-Skelly, today, was it today? Yeah, today it got announced that Saka, Rice, and Eberechi Eze all have been called up to England international team. And Miles Lewis-Skelly has been left out. You can see why Skelly obviously has been left out. It's just and I talked about this 2 days ago, 3 days ago. The fact that Saka is going and Rice is going, I have very mixed feelings about this. Obviously, I get why they're going. At the same time, you have 2 games, Serbia and Albania, right? Those games literally mean nothing to you because you already have qualified for the World Cup. You could have tried just getting some like Welbecks and all these guys, the closest reserves, to see who to call up, just in case of an emergency, just as an extra player, or maybe even just if someone gets injured, just as a backup. At the same time, if you're looking from other side, right? Thomas Tuchel, technically speaking, has a limited time with the team. Let me fix my camera once again. And we're going to go. Thomas Tuchel has very limited time with these players as well because they play for their clubs. The coach and managers see them game in, game out, training every single one. Tuchel just calls them up for a specific amount of time. It's very limited. So he also needs those players to adjust to the system, to figure out the system and everything, how to play, who to move, where, what to find, actually dynamics that work within the team, on the pitch and off the pitch even. So I also kind of get why he's calling them up. But looking at Bukayo Saka and Rice and everyone, they need a break at some point. And as we all know, they are not getting any breaks whatsoever. Big up Marlon. Get Jesus out and it makes him anywhere on the pitch. We said that about Timber after his ACL. Jesus may have needed the break. He's done well to come back. Yeah, it's actually very, very, to some extent, very encouraging. After 3 surgeries, ACLs and everything, he has come back. He's saying that he wants to stay till his contract runs out as well, at least, and everything. And he's willing to play. He's willing to start. He feels like he actually will and can do the job, which is gonna be very interesting to see to what level he can do it at right now. I'll keep Gabi into the most skillful player. To some extent, yeah, he is in the team. Yeah, Bellerin is still playing, and he has won quite a bit. I think Bellerin has won quite a bit as well since leaving Arsenal. He doesn't have many trophies, right? But since leaving Arsenal, he has won the Spanish Cup with Real Betis, and he has won, La Liga with Barcelona in that time, which is kind of nuts. He left Arsenal, joined Barcelona, joined Real Betis and everything. It's actually kind of insane. It's kind of nuts that many players, about 90% of the players that leave Arsenal, right, win trophies pretty much instantly. Whilst Arsenal, for lack of a better word, stay trophyless. It's kind of nuts. Got to go. Big up Anfield already. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you so much for dropping by. And yeah, people, if you haven't already, don't forget to smash the likes and subscribe. He's not crap. Injuries doesn't define how good he is as a player. They can slow him down, but that doesn't mean he is not skillful. He's not useful to the team. Newcastle and Gordon. Wait, what? Newcastle and Gordon at Newcastle. What does that even mean? Sorry, what does that even mean? Yeah, but at the moment we are stuck with him as well as use him in the cup games. Exactly, we are stuck with him, use him in the cup games. If he proves that he can stay injury-free, he can also play in the Premier League, right? You're lying for Podolski as well. Skelly and Gordon at Newcastle is there. Oh, that side could be nuts. Skelly over Merino and God, 2 different positions, completely different positions. Kind of cannot compare. Dome and better than half of the whole squad. Not half of the squad, but definitely about 4 or 5 players, without shadow of a doubt. When Yeri and Skelly will suit Newcastle, imagine Tonali and Skelly and Ethan in the 10. Rough one, genuinely rough one. And for me personally, if Wanjeri goes to like Borussia Dortmund or Leipzig, I can guarantee you that he's gonna ball out there in about 3 years. He's gonna get sold for about 70 million to someone. It also would be very, very typical. Big up Hendon. Big up Hendon. Hope you're doing well. Bern and Calafiori on the wings. Oh my god. Help us all. Genuinely. Oh no, we can't lose to get to Arteta out. Timber got, yeah, he had ACL. Yeah, he had just joined and got ACL, unfortunately. The fact Partey left Arsenal with no Prems and FA Cups is crazy. Yeah, to some extent it is. Definitely. And we were so close to achieving some of them. And somehow we didn't. Wow, Jesus back in training. He has got 2 trainings, well, 3 technically with the squad already. So he is actually there. He is there. Where is Marlon? This guy is Marlon. Just saying. Coach, top J is Marlon. Let's see how many games he gets to feature before breaking down. Hopefully he doesn't break down. That would be the ideal scenario. Hopefully he doesn't break down. But yeah, the wage bill is a worry. Definitely, it is a worry. Any updates on the injury on Gyökeres? Well, he's still scheduled to be back for Spurs game after international break. Whether that's going to happen or not, obviously, it's a complete different story. It's a complete different story. We will see. Honestly, just bench Jesus till January window, offer him up a cut rate to pay him off and jump in. Might lock him out. He changed his name. No, he has 2 accounts. He has 2 accounts. Marlon has 2 accounts. Like Miro was best. Let Wanjeri go, get some game time, sell on clause and all. Yeah, loan out or something and see what happens. Loan him out and see what happens. Definitely, and loan out to a team that balls out, like Brighton's, to, as I said, Borussia Dortmund, RB Leipzig, one of those teams. See what happens. Like, maybe we can do that to Dauman as well. Not now, but in a year or 2, if he cannot get game time, although we don't know what's going to happen in a year or 2. So that's very kind of too early to speculate even about to some extent. Big up Abs. Big up Abs. Big up Waffle Done. People, go subscribe to Waffle Done. Go subscribe to Waffle Done if you haven't already. Go subscribe. He does the watch-alongs. He does the panel shows. He does the previews, FPLs. He does the Champions League watch-alongs for Arsenal and Galatasaray as well. All that good stuff. Go subscribe to him, people. Show him some love. Top guy, without shadow of a doubt. But yeah, people, I really hope you have your maple syrup ready, your hot cocoa, whiskey, chocolate, hot chocolate, coffee, tea, whatever ready, because we are about to dive into the Waffle House. We are going to visit the Waffle House because we have to. Mickey Ross, Waffle House settings. Let's see what Mickey M, Mickey R, Mickey Ross has talked about in today's press conference before the Sunderland game. Oh my goodness gracious, people. Oh my goodness gracious. Arteta destroyed Ethan's confidence last season and then benched him. Now he wants an attacking midfielder to be defensive. Yeah, and that is the issue. And also, Odegaard and some other players have admitted it that Odegaard himself has taken Wanjeri under his wing as well. He's kind of mentoring him. So I kind of also hope he doesn't start to basically show some Odegaardisms, let's just put it that way, in his game. Hell no, Wanjeri would give us the Willock treatment, score on us with the team loan. So what? So what? As long as we win, I don't care. Let's just say we loan him out to Brighton. We win against Brighton 2-1, but Wanjeri scores. More power to Wanjeri. Let's be real. Oh no, not the waffle sessions. Yeah. Waffle House. Do your FPL teams before 11 a.m. tomorrow, people. UK time. Do your FPLs if you haven't already. Anything but the waffle log. We have to, people. We have to. Yep. Waffle Don is ready with some waffles. Nah. Everyone's already in despair. I just opened the tab. Everyone already is in despair. I haven't even gotten to it. Welbeck at the moment would be quite fantastic in this team, to be honest. I wouldn't say no to Danny Welbeck in this team. Definitely. Arteta wins everything. Well, I'll skip the waffle section of this show. Thanks, Camden. Your support is greatly appreciated. Anyways, let's see what he has waffled about. On any injuries, no news. We remain the same, and there's nobody new that can join the squad, so all the same. So nobody is going to be available for the Sunderland game specifically. On Gabriel Jesus being back in the training, it's about making the steps day by day in a different surrounding. He's been doing everything on his own. Now he's got a very competitive players around him. Let's see how he copes with that. But he's full of energy. I love the reaction of all his teammates when he first joined us, and it's great to have him back. Well, on Odegaard, Havertz, Madueke, Gyökeres, and Martinelli not being available. I cannot confirm all that, but you are not far off. So at least one of them is going to be available for tomorrow. You are not far off. They named 5 players because Arteta said himself that he expects Odegaard, Havertz, Madueke, and Gyökeres to be back for the Spurs game after November international break. Yeah, interesting. If they could be free after international break, some of them, all of them, I don't know. Oh, for fuck's sake. There are a lot of things that have to happen in the next 2 weeks, and everything has to be perfect. But I think we'll be very close with the most of them to be in a really strong position. As long as Arsenal don't do swap deals with Hospital FC once again. Because we have this weird, I don't know, curse. I don't know, whatever that is. As soon as we get one player back, another one gets injured. An international break obviously is a big worry when players can get injured. They tend to get injured at times. And so far from September and October international breaks, Arsenal have come back injury-free with no injuries. So the hope is we can survive the last international break this calendar year, with no more injuries. That is the hope, at least, for me. On his relationship with Jakaboom, I loved every minute that we spent together. Sounds a bit like not gonna get into that. When I joined, he was in a special moment in his life and career. That special moment being him flipping off the fans and fans wanting him out of the club. What a special moment, I'm not gonna lie. And between all of us, we tried to guide him, to give him different perspective and make him feel loved and valued. And he responded in an incredible way. He made me better coach. He helped us develop and improve a lot as a football team and as a club. I will eternally grateful because I have great memories with him. The nuts part is, we still haven't replaced the damn Granit Xhaka player name. Granit Xhaka? We still haven't replaced him. We have tried with, Havertz, didn't work. We have tried with Merino, didn't work. We signed Rice, but ironically enough, it's a bit different, isn't it? It's not the same to some extent. But we cannot complain so far, can we? If he wanted Granit to stay in 2023, I already did it once, and we extended his contract. And when he came in and explained the reasons, you have to understand the human being. You have to be grateful. It was a unique opportunity for him to go back to Germany, to his family. And there were certain things that he wanted to experience as well. I believe it was the right moment. He was very honest and straightforward, as he always is. And we found a way to find a good solution for all of us. On if Xhaka's move to Sunderland is one of the signings of the summer. With the impact he's having, one of the best, I would say. Yeah, Granit Xhaka is the captain of Sunderland as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think that they've done as football. I think what they've done as a football club as well in the last few years is very impressive. The management and the decisions they've taken and how stable they look and how they have started the season, it's really impressive. On Pep Guardiola managing his 1,000th game this weekend. Well, I'm not going to lie. Nobody cares. It's a great achievement for Pep, but it doesn't concern our game whatsoever. And if he will be watching City versus Liverpool, I'm just focused on tomorrow's game, how crucial, how difficult. Yeah, and we can focus on City versus Liverpool after tomorrow's game, without shadow of a doubt. And if he's surprised by Sunderland's performances this season, not surprised. When you analyze the team and see how well organized they are, how they adjust to things, and the spirit they have within the team, I'm not surprised at all. They fully deserve the position that they have had at the moment. We know the type of game that we expect to play tomorrow and where the opportunities are, and the things that we have to do very well to beat them. And that's what we're going to try to do. And if we get enough credit for our clean sheet run, it's not about credit. It's about doing it, and once you've done it, to do it again and again and again and again. And that's what we have to do. Today we train at our best, try to improve, try to give a lot of clarity to the players and the understanding of the game that we have to play tomorrow. And tomorrow is execution day again. Well, yeah. On how we continue to improve, well, everything can be improved. There's always room for improvement at the end of the day. Let's be real. Especially from open play. If he aspires to reach 1,000 matches as a manager, I would be extremely happy and proud if one day I'm able to do what he's done in his career, because as you all know, he's probably been the most important person in my footballing career. I'm incredibly proud of him and what he's done. Okay. Only if Xhaka was underappreciated by the supporters. I don't know. Certainly, internally, he had a lot of appreciation. I'm laughing because I just visualize Granit, and it makes me laugh because he was such a character, huge personality, very funny, super professional. And one of those guys that can change the dressing room and the spirit of the team. That's superpower to have. This literally sounds like, I don't know, a 1,000-word essay you have to write about a specific subject for school, literally. And if we are the only team that can stop ourselves winning the league, no, I don't agree. Sorry. Because any team has the capacity, and I'm sure the belief as well, they can do it. We are full aware of that. We know our strength. We know the things we have to improve as well, and we just focus on that. And if he wants our game against Everton to be moved, that is in regard of the Carabao Cup game. Because we play Everton, and 2 days later we play against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. I remain super optimistic that this is not going to be the case, because from every angle, from the Premier League, from the EFL and UEFA all the time, the only thing that we talk about is welfare for the players and the supporters. Well, it doesn't look that way. If we want to maintain that principle, we cannot play Sunday and Tuesday. We have very positive talks with the clubs in the Premier League, and hopefully we'll find a way to help as much as possible. Sometimes you cannot help 200 people that have an issue, but for that reason, if I can say that I can help 100 people, I'm not going to do it, because what about the other 100? No. Help the 100 if you can, and the other 100 next time you have the opportunity to do it as well. I think we need to be very thorough, and we cannot do ourselves for this situation. Okay, cool. On what Gabriel Jesus brings to our team: unpredictability, competitiveness, winning mentality, energy, skills, and stuff like that, right? Unpredictability, competitiveness, energy, context. Still to having going to be something extra team, something extra, and make sure that very soon we see him pitch make an impact on the team. Well, as if I could have told you that. And if he sees Jesus staying long term, yes. So Mikel wants Jesus to stay at Arsenal long term. So we have established something here, because we haven't had our forwards, and now we don't have Victor, and we haven't had Kai again for 3 months, or many other forwards. Unfortunately, that's becoming something that consistently happens, so we need those options, and what an option to have with Gabi. Well, unless he's in hospital. On the use of AI in football. Oh, well, bloody hell. I don't know enough to make decisions, but I think it's a tool that's super powerful if you use it the right way. Well, that's about every AI tool. If you use it properly with the right way, right person is using it, it's actually fantastic. If you give it to buffoons, well, it's a disaster waiting to happen. If we use AI at the club, I'm not the most expert on that comment, but it's valuable tool. Okay. On managing Xhaka's absence from the club, well, get over it. On players stepping up once Xhaka left. Okay. On the importance of our match against Sunderland. Every weekend is crucial. There are weekends for the other possible results, or for other games. Maybe they're a little bit more important. But at the end, you need to just conquer a certain amount of points if you want to achieve our goals. And 3 points against Sunderland tomorrow is going to be really tough, and we're going to have really earned them. How long is he still waffling on? Oh, for fuck's sake, man. On Declan Rice's form, he's been super consistent and playing at such high level, and now we see him impacting the games in various ways. In different areas of of the pitch, in different phases of the game, and this is exactly what we want. I think the role is growing at the club, in the team naturally as well, and in really organic way, and he needs to maintain that because he's been exceptional. Well, we'll see. And if he needs to have a word with Miles Lewis-Skelly after not making the England squad, well, they're going to discuss it, okay? And if he needs to be cautious for when Kai Havertz returns, let's see how he absorbs the load. Okay, I thought it was an interview, right? I really thought it was an interview, not something 18 plus type of situation going on here. First, when he starts to train with us, and when he sees that, when he's done that, obviously we're going to have, especially in the first few weeks, keep an eye on him to manage the amount of minutes and when we play him. But when you look at his record and what he's done in his career, he's played every single game. He's almost never been injured, and now he has that issue with his knee, but it will be resolved, and hopefully he'll be back at his best. If he will play Mikel Merino up front in the future, well, it's always an option, and he probably will with no Gyökeres. That is obviously the only option we have. On what Merino brings to our game as a striker, it's not natural because he hasn't played there before in his career. Yeah, Merino became a striker only when he joined Arsenal, interestingly enough. But he's such an intelligent and competitive player that he can adapt to any position because, first of all, he's so willing to do his very best, to understand what he needs to do, what he's always asking the questions, and he's a winner. Okay. Wherever he plays, the only thing he wants is to win, to contribute to the team. On Merino's role in the squad, I think they are all squad players because we have built a squad that can have the capacity to achieve what we want. Okay. That was that. Okay, that was that. Anyways, let's see what you're saying in the chat about all of this. Let's see what you're saying. He would cook us with Brighton Seambrook. He gets through. So what? It's more power to us. More when Yeri plays, more chances he gets. He gets better by in general. He gets better technically, physically, stamina, confidence. We will be the winners in this, no matter how you look at it. Let's just discuss how awful this manager is. We don't need to delve into these frauds' mind. Damn. Damn, Sheldon. Damn. As they Saka, Welbeck, Madueke. Wait, what? Wait, what? I don't. What? Salute. Yeah, salute to Abs every single time. He's the manager. He's the one manager who never became a manager. A lot of players' career would have been saying, yeah, people. Here's Waffle Don's link. Go subscribe to him, people. Go subscribe to him. Zesty Jack said it sounded like that. Arsenal, the hospital set piece FC. Ben White must cover CDM also now. He played there for Brighton. Rice and White won't be the worst mid pivot. White out wide don't work. White even in midfield will not work. He will have to do so much running in there. His knees are gonna give out like in 2 games. He's not used to that. And for me, I don't even know. Ben White, most likely his best position is a center back, but in a 3 at the back. Obviously, he was fantastic for Arsenal for a season and a half when we signed him, when we put him as a right back, of course. But yeah, the injuries messed him up. That has been zesty. I'll need some of the stuff he's saying. Sounds like poetry. Yeah, it definitely sounds like poetry, and a mad one as well, as a matter of fact. Like a eulogy or something. Let's talk about... Big up John, by the way. Big up John. Let's talk about when we'll have the Prem tile wrapped up. Yeah, exactly. When? Well, if we talk about right now, when the Premier League Prem tile is going to be wrapped up, we need to also include if it's going to be wrapped up, because obviously at the moment there are signs, and very strong signs, that we actually can do it. But yeah, it's still, let's be real, half a year away, so we'll see about that one. Jaka cooking with Sunderland, Brofan is revenge. What revenge? Something only the top law and the wig. You guys think we win tomorrow? Big up Ryan. Big up Ryan. Yeah, I think we're going to win tomorrow. Yesterday we did a preview show. I said it's tomorrow it's going to be 3-0 Arsenal. I said yesterday 3-0 Arsenal, and I think we're going to do it. I definitely believe we're going to do it. Mikel is very thorough. I will give him that. Yeah, but one thing for Arteta, what I would love him to learn is to get straight to the point, because he literally says 5 sentences which combines together in about 60 words that can be basically said with about what, 8 to 11 words. Like, that's the only thing. Yeah, definitely winning. I expect that 100%. He's right about Jesus. We can never predict when he's get injured. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, with Jesus, he can bring very good possibilities to the team. But at the moment, after what we have seen the last 3 years, it's a very, very unpredictable sighting and very unpredictable matter of Jesus with his injuries, because you never know when he's going to struck. Remember last season, he came back, he scored 5 goals in 2 games against Palace, and pretty much again went to the hospital bed. Like, let's be real. Yeah, November and December is going to be very, very, very crucial. Jesus will cook as a backup, and not bad option to have. No, definitely. Jesus is not a bad option to have as a backup. For me personally, he would be a wing option. And for me, that kind of would be better than, again, our wingers track back so much that I'm very worried that he would get instantly injured there as well. Havertz shouldn't play striker when he returns. He needs to be in camp secondary striker, nowhere near striker if we are serious about winning something. Well, we tried this Havertz in the 10 experiment. That also didn't go well last year, did it? 18 likes. Big up to you all, people. 18 likes. Can we get it to 20? Can we get it to 20 likes? And people, if you haven't already, subscribe as well. Norgard or White? Well, neither, if I had the choice. But to be honest, neither anyways. I much rather see Rice in the 6 and Skelly in the 8. He'll be back after international break. There is a possibility of that. 2 weeks, training sessions. I think like 2-3 weeks. Definitely, it was projected that Jesus is going to be back sometime December, more like late December, early January even, some people said. But it now looks like we could see him back late November, early December. There is a big possibility of that right now. If Rice and Zubimendi get injured, you'll have Havertz and Norgard and Merino in the midfield. Yep, that's what we will have in the midfield. Well, Skelly maybe if Arteta decides to play him in the midfield. But otherwise, yeah, if Zubimendi, Rice both are injured or they get red cards, suspensions, whatever, yeah, we are kind of cooked in the midfield. And don't forget that Declan Rice is about, 70% of our set pieces. So, yeah, that also is going to go down the drain. Wait a second, Mikel, I didn't agree on this long-term Jesus stay. Well, Jesus said himself in an interview that he would love to be here till 2027. Who wouldn't on 265 a week? Let's be real. But he said he wants to see until 2027 and potentially even go longer than that. Maybe he gets an extension. He also didn't exclude that option in the interview, which is also kind of nuts. But Mikel also kind of likes him, I guess. Hope to God Gyökeres comes back soon. Well, apparently he will be back for the Spurs game. That's at least what Arsenal is expecting. Whether that's going to happen, well, that's a different story, of course. You guys like the negative what ifs? No, it's just the experience we have had with Jesus. It's not negative. It's just the prior experience of all of this. We need still a Ruiz, Robinson for left back, Semenyo. Like, we don't need a lot, but we need a lot. Let's just put it that way. And a backup striker, yeah, training is not match fitness, exactly. Unless he plays even some games behind closed doors, like we tend to do against Watford or Wimbledon or something like that, basically a London-based team, smaller team, right? He will get no match fitness, right? So it's going to be interesting. I think he's going to get bedded into the team again very slowly. Based on his injury record so far, how long it has taken him to recover, and the fact that in the last 2 years he has spent, well, pretty much all his time in the hospital bed and at home, yeah, the Arsenal are definitely going to take things slow. Definitely. We are making the Champions League final this year as well. I actually believe that. Good for you. I applaud your confidence. I'm not as confident as of now. Making to the Champions League final, it's like, for me, to some extent, it feels somewhat unfathomable, because I cannot fathom even that. I have seen it once in 2006, and that is still one of the most painful days for me as an Arsenal fan, how we got scammed and everything, right? Still one of my most painful days in that as an Arsenal fan. And that was 2006. It's been almost 2 decades, and we haven't gotten back to a Champions League final. Our women's team has won 2 Champions Leagues. We have won Champions League finals appearance. We have been to Champions League semi-final 3 times. We got into final to play to Barcelona. We lost to Man United emphatically, and we lost to PSG. And for us to get into a final, we also need to win the semi-final. And so far in Mikel Arteta, yes, he won the FA Cup, but since that FA Cup win, Arteta's record in semi-final games specifically is 0 wins, 2 draws, 8 losses with 2 goals scored. So from 8 games, we have 2 draws and 6 losses and only 2 goals scored. It's not a great track record. Obviously, so far there are indications that we could change that this season, definitely. But I think at the moment, it's not as much about the physical aspect of the team, whether they're fit, whether they have the stamina, whether they have the endurance for the whole season. It's more of a mental block. I'm starting to believe so. Because whenever we get to these crunch times for the most important games of the season or in the cups, we tend to crumble. We tend to disappear. And that, again, is just not a physical issue. It's more a mental one these days as well, somehow. Somehow I feel that way, but it looks that way at least. For you to prematurely saying we are going to win, talking about wrapping up the title when it's 10 at the moment. It's going to be 11 tomorrow in the season. That's pretty... Stop doing this when we haven't even reached knockouts yet. To be thinking about final Champions League. Yeah, we're gonna reach the knockouts. That definitely I expect us to do at least. Then it's just an utter gamble who we gonna get into elimination stages. Because in the knockouts, you know how this can go. In the knockouts, let's just say someone like Barcelona, who are now out of the top 8, just finish 15th or something like that. They get the past round of 16, then we go to quarterfinals. No, they get past the round of 32. We go to the round of 16, and we just pull bang Barcelona in the round of 16. Easily we can be out against them. Let's be real, because it's still 4-5 months away. We don't know what situation we're gonna be in. We don't know what situation Barcelona, for example, are gonna be in. We can definitely get a very tough team, and it could be rough. The defense will get us to the final question is the tactics when we get there. And that's the thing. Defense can get us there. The question is, can we get past that mental block? Because as I said before, for me, it's more of a mental block than physical issue, technical issue, sometimes even tactical issue. It's more mental than anything. Because to have 8 semi-final appearances in the last 4 years and to have 6 losses, 2 draws, and no wins with only 2 goals scored, it's Arteta's tactics, and it's also a mental block we cannot get past. But it will be interesting to see, because currently the way we play, the way we get results, are all the indications how you get through knockout stages in cup competitions with a very rough, tough, gritty defense, and you use your opportunities from set pieces, some counters, maybe on occasion some open play goals. That really indicates that. And defense wins championships at the end of the day. Defense wins titles. So at the moment we are playing that style. The question is, can we survive for about 55 games throughout all competitions in the course of one season? And how is that going to affect the team? And will the players also won't start to suffer at some point? And it's also, and I will give some props to Mikel Arteta to some extent about this. Mentally, it's really hard to challenge 3 years in a row and be this close and not getting it. Then dust yourself off, pick yourself up, and go again. Mentally, that's really hard. And with the signings we have signed and everything, it has refreshed the squad. It has given some new voices in the locker room, and it definitely has changed the morale to some extent. So overall, from the outside looking at the overall picture, there are signs. Technically, we have everything we would need to win a title, to win a trophy and everything. However, technically, on paper and in reality, when it comes to action, are two different things. And I can say that from experience. I studied in university chemistry for my degree. One thing was when you read the theory, and the other thing is when you actually do the stuff with the chemicals in real life, right? Because in theory, it's all this, all that. But in theory, if you cannot apply it to some extent, theory is a bit different. And for me, for example, theory has always been the best part of my instance. Yes, I know the technical aspects, I know the theory and everything. But the practical part, where I have to do it myself, I always been best at that. And even in life. Because when I try to fix something when it's broken at home, when I try to do some repairs at home, right? Technically speaking, from the manuals and all that crap, I know almost nothing, right? Only thing I know is what I have seen, what my grandfather used to do, what I've seen some other people do, and when I do it myself, with the logical thinking I use when I see how they are connected and what should happen at the end of the day. I'm always been the practical guy more than theoretical guy at the end of the day. Hence why maybe also many people don't like me, because I always weigh out all the options. People, that's why maybe call me toxic, negative, and all that crap, because I just don't look from one side of the lens. I look from all the sides. Hence why I can say that Arteta has done a great job with picking up the morale of the team, that they can challenge multiple years in a row without winning stuff. At the same time, you have to look from the other side, where, well, it is Arteta's fault to some extent, to a big extent, that we haven't won anything. Because the squad was good enough last year and the year before even to win stuff, and we just didn't. You have to look from all the sides, and some people call it pessimistic, some people call it realistic, some people call it optimistic. It depends from which side you look at it, and I always look from all of the sides, and I think that pisses many people off. With Gyökeres, here things are changing. We will have a killer in front of the goal for these crucial games. Yeah, hopefully. 100% hopefully. The sooner we figure out how to use him to the maximal potential, the better. Gyökeres, and here, yeah, that's the other thing. But one game is not going to change much, is it? If he's back for Spurs and he doesn't get injured too much once again, it's not going to change anything. Sure, yeah, but Arteta is still Arteta, and that's the biggest thing. He hasn't gotten it over the line. Let's judge Mikel at the end of the season. Crunch time, we need the mentally. What? Judge him at the end of the season? Where have I heard that before? Huh. All right. At the end of the last season, at the end of the 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, he comes out in the Emirates in the last game at home and he says, don't settle for the second. Always go one step further than before. Go for greatness and all this stuff. He has said that, 3 years in a row now, and he has stayed in the same place. Second. Backup dancer. Bridesmaid. Not there. Almost. But not good enough. When's he gonna come back? Who is gonna come back? Gyökeres, apparently for the Spurs game. After international break, yeah. We haven't even played 20 games. Yeah, exactly. We're not even the mid-season. People already are talking about winning the league, winning quadruples and all this stuff. It's all over social media. There are Arsenal fans who are saying we are winning quadruple this year. Quad, you know. A whole quad. It's actually insane. We actually can win a quad of finishing second 4 years in a row more than the actual quad. Defense is peak, but attack is like IQ. And that's the thing. That is actually the very weird part, because if you look at the teams we kind of portray as our real challengers, let's just say in Champions League, right? For example. Even in Premier League. Liverpool, they have good attack, they have, questionable defense. City, they have good attack, questionable defense. Barcelona, they have great attack, questionable defense. PSG, great attack, questionable defense, and all this stuff, right? Look at Arsenal. questionable attack because we tend to struggle, even though we score from set pieces, right? And we have great defense. We are kind of reverse side. Same for Bayern Munich. Great attack, questionable defense. We are reversed. We have great defense and questionable attack many times. Like, that is actually kind of nuts for me personally. I trust this team, Berta, being crucial. Yeah, Berta has been very crucial this year, definitely. Yeah. Big up. Abs, if you're still here, you see this? At some point, it has to happen. At some point, it has to happen. It's actually kind of nuts because there have been so many streamers I have talked about here or in their channels or in DMs or in WhatsApp group that we should do a show together. At some point, we gonna make it work. And it ends there because people have lives and it's very hard to basically kind of mix it together at the end of the day. At the moment, yes, for me it's a bit easier because I'm still in the mix of looking for a new job. By the way, I still haven't found a new job. It's actually insane. It's driving me insane to some extent. I have started remodeling the kitchen at home, so I just have something to do. But that's a different story, right? And I have more time. I can jump on streams during the morning, during the day, and I can stream myself at 8 p.m. in the evening, right? But overall, if I'm gonna start working again, I'm gonna have limited time in the evening only, and to balance it all out and to kind of find a common ground with other people, it's very rough, especially if there's time difference, right? So it is a rough one. We think, and when was it? I think I talked with Abs doing something, we have been talking about having a stream together since what, September? Something like that. It was just like when Tony came on a few days ago, right? We were talking about having a stream together, him jumping on mine, me jumping on his, also since September somewhere. And it only happened randomly a few days ago. About Rasta stocks as well. You know Rasta, the United fan, right? We were talking about, he said he wants to have me on his channel. It took literally 2 months to figure shit out. Genuinely 2 months. Because we have no time. We don't have those times, especially since he's from the USA. That's a whole different animal there. That the time difference of 8 hours between me and him, that definitely makes it 10 times harder. More action, exactly. Big up, coach. Big up. How many damn seasons does Arteta get to be judged? Well, I never asked for a quad. I want any trophy. Well, I want the big ones. I want the small ones as well, obviously. But for me, Arteta must win the big ones. There are no excuses. A quad, just be happy to win one trophy since this club hasn't won in 5 years plus. True, that also is the case. We need to relax. We talk when season is done. I agree. Arteta conversations can be held then. Well, I'm relaxed. That's good for you. DC United winning finally, or am I tripping here? Why are you relaxed? Or Washington Wizards have finally won a game in about a century. I hope Arsenal win, but I'm not going to sit here and prematurely say that the title is ours. It's for ours to lose. I just take the game by game. Exactly. Obviously, personally, right? You know, I don't jump to we're going to win the league and all this stuff. Yeah, right? But for me personally, when I look at this league at the moment, right, it is Arsenal's league to win. Because so far, looking what have Arsenal done this season and compare it to what other teams are doing, we are at least 1-2 levels above them, right? But let's not forget, it can change like that. One injury, one situation goes wrong, and it all can go instantly and downward spiral. Instantly. And yeah, that is the other thing we talked about also yesterday. I accept that we're not going to keep a clean sheet every game. We're going to concede, right? I accept that we're also going to lose some games during the season because we're not going to go unbeaten until the end of the season, right? The big question is also how we're going to bounce back. Where the mentality of the team is going to be then. Been asking for you years, but you shut me down. Nice life problems. Well, to be honest, like, trust me, having job, family, 2 kids, outside activities, taking kids to their, like, my kid goes to their his sports things, the other one as well. I have my own thing and everything. Then we have some meetings. Then we have family stuff and all this. And when you have family that have about billion relatives, almost every day is somebody's birthday. Almost every day, it feels like, and almost every week it feels that I have to go somewhere just so I can congratulate someone. Like, it's actually kind of nuts. But we're not doing it for being on Sky and being commercial. We're doing it for the fans. Well, hopefully. I expect at least 2 trophies this season, 1 major. Yeah, that would be my own. That's my expectations as well. I want at least 1 major, one small one, at least. Well, small one compared to Premier League and Champions League. Not that the Carabao Cup and FA Cup are small trophies. They're big ones, no matter how you look at it. Arsenal are built on FA Cups to some extent. Because for the title is Arsenal's to win. Exactly. The title is Arsenal's to win. The league is Arsenal's to win. But that doesn't mean anything still. Is that the real Eros? Hey, Eros, somebody's questioning your identity. Eros, somebody's questioning your identity. Eros, if you're still here, show your ID, account number, PIN code, and everything to coach so he can basically confirm that you are the real Eros. I know we're waiting for international break, but who's the best 11 currently at Arsenal off the top of your head? Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, lol. Well, I have to go. Zubimendi, Rice, Eze, Saka, Gyökeres, Trossard. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to go with those. If it was up to me, if we have to build the 11 that I haven't seen even played yet, it would be Raya, Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, Calafiori, Rice in the 6, Skelly in the 8, Eze in the 10, Saka on the right, Gyökeres in the middle, and Dauman or Vanieri on the left. Yeah, all good. Steinken and Yildiz, and we're securing second half of the season. Yeah, I would love to have Yildiz at Arsenal. Yildiz is a baller. Would love to have Kenan Yildiz at Arsenal for that left wing spot. And that's the thing. We are now saying sign Kenan Yildiz, right? And let's not forget, almost like what? How was it? 11 months ago, January transfer window opened. For 60-something million, we had a chance to sign Kvaratskhelia. And we didn't. Our left wing would have been sorted for years if we signed Kvaratskhelia. And we decided not to. Odegaard, Jesus, etc. They can hold bench. Yeah, big up Hyper-Protagonist. Big up, my guy. Hope you're doing well today, bro. Hope you are doing well today, my bro. Don't want Yildiz. So you prefer Semenyo, I assume, right? Because that has been one of the big talking points in the fan base. Semenyo for the left wing, Yildiz for the left wing. There are somewhat limited options to some extent. If you want one of those louder names per se, right? I assume you want Semenyo? Coach, you want Semenyo? Clearly don't watch Juventus games. He has been fantastic. Yeah, Yildiz has been fantastic. Really like to watch him play as well. He has something unique about him. You just cannot exactly put your finger on, but he has something unique, to say the least, and it becomes an X factor. What the hell? Arsenal under 21 team, right? They played. Well, I can show you, to be honest. The game just finished, right? The game just finished. Arsenal played under 21s, played against, well, Southampton. There's no other way to put it, right? It's 1-1. It finished 1-1. Look at what we're doing. Our whole defense, we're on yellows. It's actually nuts. Washington, Clark, Nichols, Copley, like 4 yellows. So Go Junior scored, which is nice. Kamara, King, Ferdinand, and Augustine came off the bench. And as you can see, there is no Max Dauman or Vanieri on the bench for these games, which means most likely tomorrow we're gonna see them on the bench. At least we're gonna see Dauman and Vanieri on the bench for tomorrow's game. This is gonna be like Gyökeres, time to adapt. I'll play Minte on the left. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I have very big doubts about Minte still. I'm not a big fan. Minte as a backup, I could accept. As a starter, no chance in hell. No chance in hell. Watching him he was in Eredivisie, right? I'm not tripping here. Minte was in Eredivisie, if I'm not mistaken. Right? He was at Feyenoord before. That's where I know him from. More from Feyenoord than actually Brighton to some extent, ironically enough. Yeah, he was from Feyenoord. He was loaned out from Newcastle to Feyenoord, right? When I watched him at Feyenoord, he was meh. It wasn't anything breathtaking, unique. Minte is a backup option. Yeah, it's a backup, maybe. Juve is my Italian team. Yildiz must stay at the Juve. Calafiori must go there. We got the proper coach now. Minte or Williams? For me, none of them. None of them. I don't want nor Minte nor Williams. I'm also not one of those people who is hella sold on the Nico Williams hype. I'm definitely not. My Juventini girlfriend says Yildiz would be perfect for Arsenal. That's her honest opinion. See? None, I agree. What? Nor Minte or Williams. Yeah, that's the case. But yeah, people, if you haven't already, smash the like, subscribe if you're new. Go check out my YouTube short and or TikTok. I will upload it today. And for today, I'm gonna be signing off. It's past 11 p.m. Need to put kids to bed. Need to relax before tomorrow because due to international holidays in 2 weeks, which is gonna be 4 days long. It's not gonna be just 1 day, 2 days. That's Saturday, Sunday. We have international holiday, Independence Day on Tuesday, which basically means the government decided to give also us Monday free. The working day from that Monday has been, scheduled for tomorrow, which means my kids have to go to school, so I need to put them to bed and all this stuff. So for today, I'm going to be signing off. I have to wake up at 6 a.m. on Saturday. Oh, help me all. Someone help me. But it is what it is. Anyways, for today, I'm going to be signing off. So take care. Have a nice evening. Have a nice day tomorrow. Enjoy the game. Hopefully, Arsenal should be winning tomorrow, but hopefully we actually make another statement. We go into international break with at least 7-8 points clear. But yeah, for today, I'm signing off. Take care. Peace.